Today na Thursday. Today na Thursday, May 14, 2026. I so to welcome you to this edition of Morning Coffee, the Mission SLBC 99.9 FM na fit into original stations, then into Facebook page, we na SLBC Radio on 99.9 FM. We send what today say we come up from a regular text and listen to this program, a base inside my back to win a political blanco. It's the way you see Agatha the laugh post holding here inside the program to the stakeholders them and the traffic road and transport sector don't announce some restrictions in the relation how motorcar including trailers then they run as a result of waiting the stakeholders and say the kind of accidents that don't they happen. We will talk to the stakeholders and this morning including the SLISA, SLPHA, the Indigenous Transport Owners Association, police who we've been talked to and person we recently get accident along this hillside bypass along the mountain court area. All this story and more inside the program this morning. We'll be starting Sam Makino, the director of Polio Person Development Organization, when our Matthew Tully don't say for me then get to water. Now one of them biggest challenge is say woman them and picking them then get for claim Wahil just to go find water. He say, and this one they unbug them because then are people them when are disabled people them and then physical structure no, they allow them for claim sat inside them. Mr. Tolly say one post Ebola recovery social investment couple where the Minister of Social Welfare been get with that project say they been put some couple as way for make sure say then get water on that side. He say but that project they for where they go pull and do them put the signboard, nothing no happen. If you get for talk more to me, company Mohammed Dawda Kama inside the same time.
Now, up to date, what is in this place. I believe the leadership and the management team we don't do a lot of things for see how we go for get over this water problem or this water challenge. But up to now, no water challenge. The water challenge solve it. Even when the Ebola post recovery projects come to we it's still like I been they don't build the borehole, they don't mount the tanks them, they don't connect, but not really happen. Still your time, you know they come up. Simply because to we the listeners no patience. But see the facility work and I can work before they do. They can't just you tell me remember during the one hour I remember. When you call them and say they establish you remember. Well, by what you establish that the mistake, the best player said the most penalty. So you're not going to say that God becoming a best player. But so you don't make a lot of complaints to the Minister of Social Welfare, the department really, no responsibilities and a feature. And that's why they don't get to the engineer, but I won't go to the place, I won't Poela. So how Poela? You do something, you know, say I work fine, you know that people have to use them. Yeah, if anything happens, now you still get the problem. And the project, after 6 months, according to understanding, the for handover, for up to now, still when they can actually use the facility, time ready for handover. So, the facility will be time for user, but it take 15 days before one tank full up. And to me, understanding, even not the right tank there, they can't fix the tankers. One times when we talk, they say they had a troublesome, they had for help, you go to the problem, or we know people that we all rationally establish well. If it's correct, it's correct. If not correct, it's not correct. You know, we say like call white, like call them black. Now white, now white. Not to me, that's what they call it today. So this is situation very serious. Some man before now, up and down, a broke the buckets, a broke the rubbers. So a lot of people believe water. Around the place they ask them, push out again, they look at the water well. Who do they lock the water well? They get for pay something like 5,000 or 10,000 per rubber. And if we're going to quick, if we're not going to quick, if we sell flop, they say the water not dirty. The owner will block the owner will block the water well. And you get right, and water well, and instead, you have a comfort. So the water issue now, very, very pathetic.
Director of Polio Persons Development Association, and Matthew told they talk to me, Compy Mohammed Dauda Kamal, for sake of ways, say one project with them in under the Ebola Recovery Social Investment Fund. He said that project you know able address the water problem within the face and therefore claim heal and then they use them picking them we and the woman them we is say then they also not good at all. Or we as the program the progress we go for talk to one of the person we they actually point finger and this way and say instead not they do in work well. But they take one of the headline stories and as we tell our stakeholders and the traffic management, transport and other people then don't announce some few restrictions in relation to waiting they stay responsible for this being said the kind of accident them wouldn't they happen, be it with normal motor car or trailer. Particularly discussions further I get now the studio engineer Van de French, Deputy Director General na SLI. Good morning, welcome to the program.
Good morning. Good morning, all.
Okay, I get Mark Ivan Kapinde Vandi, when I head of media at Salon Port and Harbour Authority. Good morning, Mark
Good morning,
Ivan.
and thank you very much for having me.
I get Mr. Issa CCC, Chairman for the Indigenous Transport Owners Association. Good morning, Mr. Issa. Welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Okay, we expect the salon and the traffic management. Then don't actually say in Godina. I would also like to tell you now talk to somebody we also recently been get accident. But as the program the progress, I want to start with you, Mark Ivan, because the press release get to do with Una and SLRA. Una signed that thing. I want make for the benefit of the people them. Maybe go through the release day and why make una think say na now una they come life send don loss and people are on the point finger at entry liar or how people in the drive and reckless. We don't get the traffic management, even SLRS, we don't give yearly report as to what they cause the accident when I decide for coming. Firstly, more get a background and waiting at some of the restrictions there.
Okay, thank you very much. First off, we went for as an authority, the Sierra Leone Port and Harbours Authority, went for sympathize with family members. Then we lost their family posits them in that accident in a container hotel, and it's a tragic incident. And of course, nobody no wish for a person get some kind situation that day. So the police say God have mercy on them souls them and make them go get a peaceful rest. So of course, as an authority, before now, we've been known to get some measures them. We get to do with ensuring that then trucks them, then haulage vehicles them, then to they take containers them from the quay, out of the quay, so that they will be well protected. As it was protected, that is to say, like we get some mechanisms we don't put in place that if you actually look, with all accidents we don't happen or road crashes we don't happen with these haulage trucks, you will not say there has been no case of saying that container come out for them and all of that. And as an authority, we don't try for ensure that there is this thing we call lashing, which is where you put the container on top where we load the container on top the truck. We ensure say it's tightly chained to the truck for ensure say it will get some kind accidents along the way. So, and aside that particular one, we don't get some other measures, including ensuring that we inspect vehicles there. But then, inspecting and accrediting vehicles for pass through on the streets not only stop with the Sierra Leone Ports and Harbours Authority, as we own operation pandemic vehicle, so whatever they go inside or come out from the port stops at we gate na the Queen Elizabeth II quay. So when they go out on the street, it is the responsibility of the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority for due diligence insofar the safety, insofar the roadworthiness of them vehicles that we are concerned. But given the fact that accidents can done persistently, they happen on different occasions, the Sierra Leone Ports and Harbours Authority decide for engage with the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority so that we will see ways and means how for tap the thing there way they happen. Because like I say, it's unfortunate and improper for them to continue for the happen. So in as much as we play we part, them at the other end of the pendulum get for play their part. So as respectable and responsible institutions, them we decide to sit them together for ensure that we put some strict measures there measures already be done there. We make sure say they are more stricter.
Okay, so go through the measures there.
So some of the measures are these. That first off, truck them way not get valid license, insurance, and required operational documents not will be granted access to the port. And this as a result of the fact that when some of them trucks they are come, right from we gate with security personnel them get for check whether these vehicles are licensed or whether even the drivers are licensed. There are some who go tell you say SLRS don't license them. And we find out say there are some of them when they even talk say SLRS don't license them. It not can be true. The license not can be valid. As SLRS tell we say there are some people who can either duplicate and get the way they do that and license them. And so we get to ensure that who are not licensed, who are not insured, who are not get operational document, no will be allowed at the key. Also, vehicles them will not get visible registration number plates, not will be permitted for enter the key. That now they want that we can get them number plates them instead of they are fixed them, who for fixed number plates and they put them instead probably at the dashboard or somewhere away. Yeah. Moving forward, any one of them trucks them way not affixed in number plates, who for fix them, no will be granted access to the key. Again, SLRSA issued handheld devices will be deployed at the key gates to verify vehicle license in real time. Like I say, some people and they wait on they play one kind of way with then license number plates them. So the Road Safety Authority don't give me handheld device them now we get that each vehicle we can be talk say you licensed, we can just use them. It's already with us now. We can just use them for able to authenticate or verify whether this license now at all a true thing or not just one kind of way you do it. And trucks with worn out or unsafe tires will not be allowed to transport containers. Then one way get them smooth tire, then one way them tires and all of that. We not go allow that. Trucks without functional container locking mechanisms will be denied cargo operations. These are the lashing one they talk about. These will not in operations, and we also put part of these measures will be stricter than it was. It is strict as at even yesterday. I mean, I privy to document where we don't inspect. After we don't load trucks, then we inspect and no say certain trucks them no get lashing mechanism. We write them, numbers them, the number plates them, and the drivers they name them and send them to the security at the gate say no, we are not allow them to carry also for come out of this key because they not get lashing mechanism and they are not lashed, they will cause trouble if they go outside. The SLPHA and SLRSA will jointly engage the Indigenous Transport Owners Association (ITOA) to ensure strict compliance with these directives. The ITOA is a very integral part inside this chain. And as a result of that, we're not able to do anything without them. Yeah. So we jointly, they ensure that themselves they're on board for make they're able to regulate and make these things happen for now we get the right things done. The SLRSA will intensify enforcement to remove all prohibited haulage vehicles from operating on public roads, effectively curtailing unsafe operations. Now, the SLRSA gets some motorcar where they don't mark, say these are not roadworthy. Then they make a list, share them with we, then self get them. For any time where they see say there are vehicles, there are trucks that we know roadworthy, we are say roadworthy, probably they get mechanical issues, they get tire issues, or whatever issues will make them unroadworthy, then definitely go and just say then make them trucks them not apply the routes them. All container trucks will be subject to mandatory roadside inspections by SLRSA enforcement teams at designated checkpoints to verify load security, tire condition, and overall roadworthiness, like I don't say G-Stop. Any truck found with improperly secured containers, faulty locking mechanisms, or safety defects will be immediately impounded and sanctioned in accordance with the law. Anybody who falls short of that impounding something or way, it not gets, the thing where we did look out for let me ensure say the containers them handled safe on the way away from the key. It definitely will be dealt with according to the law. The 10th one, now that container trucks will be restricted to designated routes and operating hours where applicable, and any violations will attract penalties, including suspension of operating license. Now, we get the East Corridor and we get the West Corridor. We are in going towards the East Corridor, they not get time on when they for move from the key. Currently, they not get time on when they for move from the key for go towards the East. Now, towards the West, it's designated that after 8 p.m., you don't load the container upon the haulage truck, they wait. After 8 p.m., then they are cleared or come towards the west. This stuff will ensure that, disturb traffic. And by then, the road will be less used as compared to maybe during the day and all of it. So, 11, SLISA will deploy mobile enforcement patrols along major haulage corridors to monitor compliance in real time and respond swiftly to unsafe practices. The 12th one, repeat offenders, including transport companies and individual operators, will face escalating sanctions, including blacklisting from port access and cargo handling operations. Now, when the mobile teams and they along the corridors, if you don't default one, they will warn you and take the strict measures that they will take, maybe twice. And then if you still continue for one, then we go bring more stricter penalties, like for example, for suspend your license, your operating license, for suspend you document waive, for allow you for come inside the port, for transport containers them. That now when you persist for one. So then measure there, so we bring them in for let we improve road safety alongside the Road Safety Authority, for let we enhance accountability and for prevent further tragedy like the one there's way involving cargo transportation inside the country.
So Ivan, just as you don't name the measures, now when you look at even the container them, yesterday I read in our Kelly, they go do 1 week follow-up after the incident. Look, the chain wedding at the top, very, very small. To the extent we'll be surprised that chain they not go able for all that kind of container they wait for don't kill people them. I believe say even before now, there were measures. How una actually they implement all the measures?
Now, how we implement these measures, like I stated, we ensure that we do monitoring. I don't mention here before now that on a daily, it's not even happening every 2 days or on a daily. When we load these containers on top of the trucks, we team them within at the site. We ensure that they inspect whether these vehicles then get lashing mechanism and whether the containers have been lashed. Now, if any of them not gets this mechanism and these containers are not lashed, rest assured, we not ensure that it comes out of the key. Now, talking about you say the chain being small. You watch them say it's small, but then the container is being fastened to the haulage vehicle. So it's not about the size where it will be. It's about how effective it is on the truck. Yes.
Yeah, because looking at the challenge way that container they go for number people. In fact, apart from that situation again, Mark, there are situations again when you see container, they not even see any container, you not even define at the haulage truck. And anything happen, also tendency for making for them keep people.
So you say was it that I don't state earlier on that with all these road crashes where they happen, there have been hardly we ever see containers they move off. So this tells you the Sierra Leone Ports and Harbors Authority, they're doing due diligence to ensure that these containers are safe. Like I say, we have different players in this chain, you understand? And so everybody gets your part with the play. So for letting the Road Safety Authority then say, play their part, that is why we don't engage together, you understand? So while we are playing our part to ensure that we not get issues of containers falling off trucks, now that's make we do your part by inspecting and ensuring that they are safely kept on these haulage trucks.
Sure, they come back to you, might continue for the program. I want to welcome the passenger welfare organization at the top man, Thomas Barnett. Welcome to the program, Sir Barnett. I also want to welcome Chief Inspector Edward Kotu Kamara, Information Officer Traffic. Good morning, welcome to the program.
Good morning, listeners.
Okay, now that you don't come, I want to bring you in. Waiting at the timing, we've been there previously as to almost o'clock, because Ivan mentioned for the West Corridor, there's a specific, you talk about 8 p.m. Waiting at the rule govern how then be it container and they come off from the key other side and they move around. And how now they identify the routes they wouldn't they use.
Yeah, good morning, Selma. Thank you very much for having me. Good morning to you listeners. Well, the Australian police, as per the Constitution, Section 155 of the 1991 Constitution, now we get the primary responsibility, for security, for ensure internal security in the country, which is also traffic as well. It's one of our core mandate, for enforcement. So, and going to your question straight, 2 years back, we get understanding that's it's not more or less
Like a
documented.
draft, okay.
It's
Gentleman's
not,
agreement.
yes, with the post authority and other players as to what is the time required for containers to leave the key. So at that time, for the east, we've been taken, say, 4 p.m. at least, 4 p.m. That was their understanding. And for the west, it's 8 p.m. I think the west is still being maintained because you realize the one way they can the west go more if they come more early will be an issue. So that was the agreement that was there at that time. So but like the issue we don't come to is we all responsibility. And I think we as the enforcement body will take responsibility. Because yesterday, coincidentally, I was part of the meeting at ONS, which was summoned, by ONS to look into this container issue because, we all felt it on what happened, this ugly incident, But the verified number, as because I need to make this now very clear, and now we, the in charge for any crash would happen immediately. Now we are the primary people and we for go there and investigate. So the official figure will get of the death, rather than what is going on social media,
yes, yeah.
is now 9 people actually die, 9,
7 to 10.
and two people hospitalized.
Okay.
Yes.
Got to, I want
So-
me to still talk on this hotel thing. Also, people think say we're not doing our homework well. When you watch, according to eyewitnesses, that place, like how my colleague mentioned, how even the container be deep and tap that thing, it not being too like they intact. Or even the tire there, like it's smooth. Those are one day where that container they move, and when they na street, it go well pan people.
And for them, they see the container struggle.
It
living,
struggle.
a missing way,
It
struggle
missing
with
way,
it, over.
like for say, it not be even roadworthy. Una self as traffic officers and people think say una self dey na the line, but una no dey do na homework.
Yeah, well,
Rather than what una dey do, na for one after bike man dey collect money all day now una dey pan at the
well,
street.
I want to a bit disagree with that. It's just that, as I stated earlier, now collective responsibility. Because
That's the bigger responsibility.
I agree. We are the primary enforcers. That one is very clear, and nobody can change it. So we take responsibility, absolutely. But other stakeholders, players for Kainside, because as per the investigation is ongoing on this particular
This container.
container,
Mm.
one is not even licensed. Now we don't prove the investigations, not even licensed. Yesterday that came out clearly. So imagine, and I think that vehicle has been pounded, for you imply.
Okay.
It has been by
so
road
not for runs.
by several road
But
safety
it's
authority.
still
Yes.
there.
Mhm.
What this man
So
get
I come on
the
as
gold
it
mine
now.
and go out and do this havoc. So now this happen.
Because also look as early the time we don't give now 4.
Now
One
4
as
is
early
okay.
as 12. You dey see
You dey
container
see them
them
and they
pass
use
all
it,
over
yeah.
and the
So
police
that's
send them
it.
see
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is because we self as citizens, we not dey abide to what are the rules. And at the end of the day, the police is so overwhelmed with other issues. So if we're not going to the health skelter at the same time, we run after people. Yes, this thing will happen. It's very unfortunate. and we accept it. We say for play we own parts. We agree with that. But then now everybody in responsibility. Because if they don't say ABC, now so it's supposed to go by it. You see, we told them we agreed with stakeholders, the post authority, that no container leaves at the key for the east until 4 p.m. That was what you agreed.
Well, you see the Lekami
You see,
committee,
so
they say in 12
at the end of the day,
and the pots in the park.
that's
so
it.
now
So
they
at the end
come
of the
from
day,
there.
this is the problem.
Everybody gets
Responsibility.
This is the problem. This is the problem. You see, so but going forward, on the meeting yesterday, we get a very, very successful meeting. Mr. Barnett was there, and then we all agreed as to what will be the measures going forward. In as much as it's now reactive, but things can still be done.
Another concerns where there is yesterday, that the security forces go even they some of the buffer the way they are around, we even go Poland. In fact, some when they say from where the incidents happen, they not see like a big people let's say go for show that kind of concern and sympathy with them. They only see waiting and see now come for book chairs, book benches and everything. Instead, so then they again for a serious concern because one day they mourn then community people, we some na community, some na just passengers. Then again, the institution they arrive.
Yeah. So in that reaction, now that's me self understand. And this being by voting Uganda, the information Uganda, those people they have been told time without a number that place is not safe.
Okay, that junction.
Yes.
Okay, that place where they
Not to one
because you
time, not to
understand
two
say
time, yeah.
the south side the passenger they for man for take transport. That
Yeah,
slap the
yeah,
all man they say
That's
the
it.
junction.
Then don't drive them over and again, and then they still come, then they surface. When it clear, I'm part of the task force meeting, which has been set up in February and is headed by the Deputy Inspector General of Police, are the part of with all stakeholders. For look at these issues, go declare places, and but what we don't decide, what the DIG don't do in that respect is revisiting, monitoring, and evaluating any side we don't get people there. We'll make sure they're not surface.
Okay, we'll come back to you to continue for this. Mr. Sisi, you are the chairman for Indigenous Transport Owners Association. You don't listen to Mark Ivan as well as Chief Inspector. Who has people are within to them business here? Why the aspect of adhere to rules or regulations as in black and white or even in gentleman's agreement don't be challenged because again just listen to the officer. This motoka will no license that three way even don't talk say they couldn't say for they take the risk and go kill people.
Okay.
The second time says no. Yeah, go ahead.
Family, good morning. Just like as you say, a very difficult for the Solomon for adhere to some of the rules today. And the thing I want to say now that I'm a new elected chairman as I take up office in February. These are some of the things that we didn't go on for the past 25 years, according to we done report because the current chairman and 25 years ago. So as the new chairman, when we come, I try to put some things in place as to I don't get a meeting with NISC director, and as at day before yesterday, I also get a meeting with IG. I go meet them and they give me some advice where I think I try to put into practice. For example, when you look at that incident in Arukel, we all know the wish for that happen. Make the one that we lost the life, like in good road. As a chairman, like we the colleague just say none of the people not show up because in the morning all they can still have to go with themselves. As a new chairman, which I do yesterday, I make sure say 3 days back, I get people who are assigned to each and every members do follow up in the hospitals then, and we get the entire one them we lost their life, their families, headed by the cheerleading and the community day. We go help for cry Osh, tell them Osh.
So they say when a man run away,
With that.
they will be the drive the motor car.
No, that's done in that way. Up to now, we know we get rid of them because
Yeah,
you know
because
the
they
repercussion.
see the accidents
Yes.
now like you jump.
Yes.
I didn't
You know the repercussion. So
Yeah,
like
wow.
what we do, we the family members them It's
And
in
up to
that
this
confined.
moment, we are not get a hold of him.
No, up to now. So in that case, me as a chairman is still try for chase them because when you look at the likes, the way love, na possibility need for the post study or you can see them. I dey work towards that serious one. The only thing where I would say na that really pathetic. And according to waiting the officers just said, when you look at the incident where happened at Okel, of course now place and the way 3 days back also accidents happened there because they get to do with this na a jeep. Jeep a kill three Okalman on the same spot.
Yeah.
So many na side way the government need for pay attention there. Na a real concern because when you look at the Rokel, once you don't get over the Yans farm day, Yans farm, now one done. And people them where they come for sell along that side, they really not safe. So waiting me to suggest that we all get for this one so together, the police and all the other stakeholders them say we're not safe, not for come stay there. Let's say assuming I don't mean if people will not be there closer to the road, we not say people not go die, but not go that much. That's the honest truth, except if no one see them. The bike man them after the incident, we found out say they push them and go up. So let's assume say if we always get police, they will plant in that particular spot. This is not for that. But either way, when they cast blame on nobody, we all get police so unanimously and make sure say this road particular affiliates to my safety, my life, and everybody for abide. The police get involved for do. We as indigenous, like me, I chairman, so for the indigenous one, I get role for do. Waiting, we don't try for do right now that I really call it talk about a chain. Reports we all can know. Reports so tiny. Now I dey listen this one they talk about say the time when I take for get out, all that one are concerned because normally middle Africa and most of the African countries, they waiting happen, we get forget a space. For example, if you see them with kind of get out say 4 o'clock, waiting to happen means say the party congest because the documentation not done and there is no space for them to structure. So what we can do with the force them for go out, otherwise the pot can run. So now things and then we'll get for look into and see how we will handle that.
So if you wanna the out, then also they regulate now. What if the because you say like the place tight, it's
Yeah.
okay when I go out, the event that just somebody does people just left there without going through waiting like Mark Ivan they mentioned.
Before
If
me,
you wanna park outside, when they go through the right process just to avoid waiting like happens to now. Okay.
I would tell you say nah the road safety most of the time they can expect it then switch back. Okay, this not licensing, then clamp arm, those kind of things is still happen along the streets. But like waiting they say no wait let trouble happen before you go find solution. You forgo meet the problem and try to identify and fix things on spot. So like waiting they implement now come the Monday because I hear what they talk about say license. Waiting they do because if we don't allow the trucks are go inside, report so small. That time when you take for pull and back now, you entail so much. So waiting they do, and they make you not get access from even the roundabout, Plant Town Junction. I get a marshal say I don't plant some streets, and I they make sure say I ask watch for license and then chain locks there. So if you not get some, you need to even apply the pot. I think say one of them things also, if I don't force you follow you not going to attack you, means say I dey force you now follow you license because you are hook. These are some of the things the women chairman try to implement because I believe say this is our business.
Okay, they come back to you. Continue
thank
for
you.
data one for bringing DDG, the Deputy Director General of SLIA, when I engineer bandit range. Welcome again to the program, DDG. More talk around the injunction there, so the injunction there, so we una and una partners then. For example, na lodge house, I mean they use every day. Na south on they clear, people come back. Una clear, people come back. And people think the then side and they also don't like na a place where don't show so much risk about accidents. Now yeah, we all know, for example, even opposite the school now, so now you do a Zach roundabout here, how Swokdo also on Dongyanda and all that. They side and they all don't turn marketplace. When I get on a signpost them again, where vividly identify who side like for heavy trucks to pass, who side is to pass. But again, all that things not they happen. The recent year we don't they happen. We not ask people like we really now they're in charge of the roads, who to make of them. You don't listen to the different players there.
Yeah, thank you
But
very
the road
much.
now they make them now they put the rules on how people
Yes.
will use the road.
Thank you very much, Salma. First and foremost, I want to extend your sincerest, sympathy to the one that we lost our life during this unfortunate And as far as SLR is concerned, now they manage the national road network in terms of reconstruction, rehabilitation, maintenance, etc. And we get a very good working relationship actually with the police, the SLRSA, etc. And as a matter of fact, very recently, the man from the police talk about the task force we get. So this is the task force we will look at clearing of right of way, etc. We only get meetings periodically every fortnight, sit down and discuss issues and see how best we can able to manage the issues that they come. So for what we can normally do, from time to time, if there are areas we don't see persistently, we get we call them black spots actually, and an area we prone to accidents. We can try to put some mitigation measures in place so that will able for forestall that kind of incident for happen. For example, if you go around the city, you see some side and you get speed bumps. We talk about the lodge. If you come up Kiama Road, the Kano, you see you get two speed bumps for Kano. But that we know is a very critical intersection. And if I let somebody be notified, say they approach a very sensitive area, and you need to slow down so that you will able manage your speed and make sure, say, if I get traffic lights, that area they will control, the movement of vehicles, you know. And recently there was a project we collaborate with the Ministry of Transport for do. We like the Iron project. There were several areas where they do overhead footbridges. You see some along this, on the shells, on the J junction, etc. So this is what we do from time to time. And like this recent incident where they talk about, I think see there's some issue about people not using the sidewalk, maybe moving across and into the carriageway. And if you look with road, particularly that side, you still say the sidewalk is up, and it's up for a reason. They define who side the person, the pedestrians for move, and who side the vehicle for move. But sometimes in their intersection, they get so much congestion, people then can't be. And not only that, we think it make it worse, and they actually can build makeshift structures then. We then even block who's side motorman for work. So you reach a time where you don't even able to work on the sidewalks, and pass you cannot do for them move. So all of these are road safety issues that we of very much big concern to we. That make we collaborate with the police and the SLRSD and all other stakeholders, the council, etc. For that we will continuously clear the right of way, so that we will get the issue of road safety, on top of the situation.
That's also this accident take place. People when they say this now risky road. Also SLRA don't they look at this road and also challenges them way the people when they say this also potential they for more accidents and they mean that's how the place they only look at them for also with that technical lens for either for arrange them or adjust them if possible.
Yeah, so we consider in fact for trying to erect some speed bump around that area so that as motor can do, you will get some means of limiting your speed. But again, the speed bump will only effective if you break the hook, right? Because in some of these incidents, it's based on the reports, it's brake failure. So if the cause is brake failure, then the speed bump no go, even the speed bump no go help you. Or maybe somebody they under the influence of alcohol, etc. Or drugs. So you can put the speed bump, there are certain categories of the causes where it can be able to mitigate, right? But beyond that, then it becomes another problem. But again, we will consider that and we will get back to now on that.
Okay.
Measure we will take.
Yes. It I want me to talk around this road we want to go to the hillside. The hillside will connect to mountain courts. This mountain court will be go down. We connect to the hillside there. I know you know the Macaulay streets we go down. Mountain courts, yes. That road they about how na make now what type of motor car then for use that road do before I come to the next question. Be it for go down and cow.
Well, for me, advisable for the heavy duty vehicle use them. Yeah, because it's quite steep. And unfortunately for we in the city of Freetown, the topography and the terrain is quite mountainous. Yeah. So there's a limit to which you can even manage the gradients of roads when you dey do the construction. And that particular, in fact, you go still see the one where they come up from Model, where they go from the college, we actually go for Terminator and not go through. Because these are some of the constraints. But we decide for use that and connector because it's a critical connection where they go down for connect Kisi Road. So we get for do that connection there. But then we not go advise every to people to use them because it's quite steep.
Keke for user place dey.
Yes, thank you, user. You know, the problem is, again, it boils down to the people and overloading, which is another issue. Because you can get a very good vehicle, but if you overload them beyond the limit with the manufacturer tell you say you follow them, then you will get challenges with your that vehicle. Secondly, if you get a challenge with your vehicle, either the brake or the engine get problem, you will obviously get challenged if you use certain roads there. So these are it's not just the issue of the roads, but it could be the mechanical issue or the issue of the
Una
driver.
think say una do a good job na that road dey. For una the experts dem. Una think say na place where actually una do.
We did a marvelous job.
Okay, so the people who can say that road they get an issue, maybe they don't know what they talk because again, I make to come back to where you the hillside where they go down. Now that hospital previously will be the Macaulay State Hospital. That wall where also now I think at the hospital in wall, then you cross over to that church. That wall day, then two walls then they appropriate that road dey because again, if you the bus where they go down and the hour they come off from that circular road end, they need to see themselves. So most of the time, now that junction is the accidents in there. So that make I ask the question, I think say una do great thing and that.
Yes, the thing is, like you say, there are certain roads that with certain vehicles that would find difficult for use. If you get a very big vehicle, a truck or something, obviously it will be difficult for you navigate that kind of vehicle, right? Or if you get a normal car, two vehicles, normal size, they're able for to go and go seamlessly without any issues.
So that then the wall they need for they are doing they're not getting contributing factor to the accidents in another place.
There's always room for improvement, yeah. But again, you know, there are some areas that are, you get different classes of roads. You get the arterial roads, you get the connector roads, you get the local roads, right? For example, if you come on Luton or then say you want to go the eastern part of Freetown, we don't need Jomo Kenyatta road for you, we don't need the inside bypass road for you. You go down to Bible Road and go. So there are smaller roads and they are called collectors and local roads for a reason. Because you take off the chunk of the traffic now, left hand to the main arterials. The smaller roads they for like somebody in that area or somebody get small multiply one join common inside bypass road, you want go join Kisi Road. Now that road they did for. Not to for carry that heavy volume, And that we could create the arterials that we did for the bigger traffic and the bigger vehicles and the smaller roads that we did for the other.
DJ, not necessarily also like a speed bump being at that side, being that I don't know, I'm not the expert, being that way challenging for like this drivers see the other side and let the other side driver on the other side see this man. If it's speed bump day, at least they will limit the speed. I don't think can say necessarily.
No, it's possible. As we speak now, we do like road safety audits on most of our roads there, and over time we don't fix speed bumps that are side and we did not be. So it's a continuous process we did do. And now that this issue don't come up again, because again, driver behavior then they change over time, and the way people then manage their people then also they change over time. So recently we don't see some issues with that. So it means that we self as a road institution therefore step up and try for put in place additional safety measures to meet with the emerging challenges.
Okay, then
So
people then people in the community too a story where we institution do the threaten say they don't lost a lot of the young people them along that Macaulay Street. They even threaten say if we don't do the needful, then go block the place. How wanna they manage that aspect? Because they say they lost a lot of lives in there.
Yeah, like I said, we go look into them. We go look into them and see what exactly we can do.
Alright, one of the people we recently, so one recent accident will be happening, Nani Makolo Street and one victim will get instead go and share insight because instead when they move around yanda, unfortunately instead when be a journalist put on the cover around and don't they see the situation. Good morning, Jonathan Tona, and welcome to Morning Coffee. Alright, I hope you get on well now, small. Alright, so what's actually happened during that time because we dey discuss old business, accidents and everything. Share your insight. What's actually be happening inside on an accident day?
Okay, so on the 26th around 1:30 to 2 o'clock on April, we dey comot from Long Mako Mountain Courtesy. Come up with a bike or take from Temple Town and the incident. Go collect something quick and return back with the same bike man. So at around Region 2 by Mount Courtesy Junction, then a vehicle number of ANH313 lost control from up Mountain Court just after the intersection between Mountain Court and Macaulay Street. Lost the brake. They say according to source by them, they say lost control when away from up that intersection with the east side bypass road. We can dump the Mountain Court. They can hit bikes, including the like service, another bike man. Then it someone's not able to hit other people. And God your blessing, maybe for survive because according to suspect, other 5 people they died. Even the bike now I think from Temple Town go with me couch me, in the lost life immediately. Whilst maybe I get some other fraction on the right arm and the left shoulder, the foot and the spinal and the hip by me, the hip part, pelvis area, I get the fracture and the suffer is going through. But under the episode, some accidents fair enough because society, other people they lost their life, have been damaged. The man is still in the hospital, they cannot about a guy with their around 10 meters back, he broke into legs and in face fracture and head. So it will be very difficult at that time. But just as soon as we say, the mountain cut axis, particularly the mountain cut healing, would be very dangerous because the hill it's enough and over the years up to date accidents in and out, and government really need to put measures in place. Because when you see that route, any motor car, whether you break stance or in us, when they use that road, they get dirty. So it's put enough for the government, stakeholders, government, and the police, and other people that carry on board. They should say they make that route safe like a one-way route. The only police vehicle or bikes can come up. But if you say they will know, it's very, very, very dangerous because according to source, the individual way the driver by the way that she come out and PC, not to like traffic, not to like taxi, according to the Nisina, they just hire them for some people left food. By the way going, they take us with logo graphic. They don't reach as fast FPC, then whom away you say, well, don't forget another stuff. Then we take this stuff, say the argument, say no, we don't go, say no, we don't go take it. So I think see that video, the lack of situation, they say break fail and then go hit. A lot of people, over almost people are affected, and we they suffer this kind of issue right now. And then also the past 3 weeks, I know for move me right hand properly, and the left and the POP. I know for a pastor they used to watch for work and they very, very disturbing. And I know being one of other people when they go to this kind of situation currently, so man then I was to stay the for move, the for doing anything properly. So government really need to put measures in place because the rate at which now we see accidents are going to be very high. Look like what's happening now, they say okay, let container loss and traffic go hit. A lot of people have 9 or 8 people they die. And they say the driver come out of the motor car. And that damage cost claim the life for other people. And it just for many times drivers they didn't even get injured. Look like your driver. Nothing really do.
That the one we actually hit now. Yeah, that the one we actually hit now.
where we the parent, where we the parent. So why they do it like of course in the inside on the spot. In the spot, if you don't buy man die, other 4 bites in the 4 bites. Then I think that 3 bites man also possibly the pass will die. According to source, they say that 5 people.
All right.
And
All right. Plenty thank you for getting this morning, Grant Antona.
Yeah, thank you. We should be very best. And you know, you don't listen to this week colleague. We that I just mentioned. It is the issue about that particular wood.
Yeah, thank you very much. First and foremost, I want for sympathize with them and wish her speedy recovery and the one that we lost their life over the past period. Let God give them good road. I listened very keenly, and one thing I pick out is that the vehicle will be the car will cause the problem, lost brake. So if you ask waiting at the cause of the accident, it's brake failure. You know. But that we let everybody digest that. But what we go do, we go revisit that section there and look at and see how best we can put, because what's important, every single life matters. You know. And as an institution, we're very concerned about that, and we will look at them and see how best we can improve on and reduce the incidence of accidents that are area.
Okay, I come back to you. So from January to now, what's in the show at the records in terms of the Canada accident? Go and not say what you are doing for Canada's program and tell me the detail, but just give you an idea as to, because I don't know a parliamentary group where members of parliament also they think of how they will call on as players them for good talk, because they're concerned about the kind of accidents and so then they use the word a lot, how the accidents and they happen. So it don't be like it's a national call now for everybody.
Yes, Alma. Thank you very much. And first and foremost, when we come, let me just recap quickly in history. In 2025, when the Director of Traffic, the current Director of Traffic, Mr. Mojo, Commissioner of Police, we will take over, we call all stakeholders come for look at the trend of the crashes when they occur. We've been alarming that now in 2024. So we tried that the central business district, which was a key priority for we don't try, at least until now, we don't sustain them with bikes, because the crashes them are huge. So for January, when we end the first quarter, this is the first quarter, from January to March of 2026. So January alone, the whole country, we recorded about 40 fatalities. January alone, which was actually not good, not good at all. So as we talk just now, when I listened the on a colleague, let go young medicine very quickly, and we sympathize with the one that we lost their lives, and let God have mercy on them, and because really easy when somebody the plane crashes really happen now. It's an issue. It's an issue. Both the family, they get a loss. The government, they get issue, because how government suffer. Now a social problem. Because the family then really go, whether a father or a mother, they don't have siblings, and would have to look after them. So at the end of the day, the feedback is coming to government. So when I make crashes, we take them very serious, and the current Director of Traffic and his team, including the National Traffic Coordinator, we do so much. We on the tools for see that the issues them, because in traffic management, there are 3 factors responsible for crashes: the human factor, the mechanical factor, and the environmental factor. And amongst all those, all 3 are the human factor, always they carry the highest. The highest. Look at the incident in Arokel. Now, because of lawlessness, one, the vehicle is not good. And coming to we brother Bakwi just narrating story, mechanical factor. The man, they know the service, especially them commercial vehicular. They're not good for routine service. Because the act tells you at least every 3 months, you supposed for don't change your oil, you do what you for do, you service the vehicle. For keep and fit. But people in the debates, they're not included here. And at the end of the day, so January alone, we captured 41 fatalities in 2026.
February.
Yes, for January.
Yeah, you don't know January.
So this is the first quarter. This is the first quarter, and because the laws for work, if the laws are there and they are not being enforced, then we have a problem. That means there's no need like law. So because they take robust measures in the first quarter, that is from January to March 2026, we accrued 343,392 lions for government on fines. On fines, so that at the end of the day, those who are violating, they're not for go
But
free.
ironically, the fines they relate to the amount of look the number we just mentioned in January 41. Very scary.
No, but we
Because it's
we
not
the
about
charge
just the fines,
when we
about
charge.
how people
Yeah,
lives
well,
will be protected.
well,
How people
what I'm
safe
saying,
on the road.
that what I'm saying, it is with the courts, because all the matter are sent to courts, so that the courts now get the prerogative for still they go do our best, then for interpret the law and punish lawbreakers. So that's not our side. But yeah, we they investigate, we charge to court, and now we they prosecute. So on the fine, it's left with the courts. Why they can't decide?
Okay, continue for stay with me
Thank
inside
you.
the program. We got also the Talkman for Passenger Welfare Organization, Thomas Barnett. Mr. Barnett, a lot of people we also don't involve inside their accidents there. Some not to residents, now really na passenger them, including this local incident, people we go for take transport, then say they part of that particular unfortunate incident. So what you wanna make up of this really different players, which one make up of what's don't happen?
Thank you very much. First of all, from Passenger Welfare Organization, we say all for express our heartfelt condolence to the one who lost their life and the one that we injured, and God give them a quick one. And this is very disheartening to me. In fact, that is the accident, Mr. Semi on the road. Mr. Semi, the accident on the road, and I know how he been inconvenience everybody that they follow which now us. That particular junction, they not to the first time this with that kind of accident that happened. You know, for me now Eastern in our Talumidi, we don't remember at least 3 accidents of that same nature at that particular local junction. And this is now collective responsibility, because we know see as much as we will blame the motorcar them, we also need for blame even the environment, because we know say street trading is prohibited. And people then local law then find street trading where they will not agree for enforced. And people in the kind of street passing and then they get even side for maintenance enough for wait for motorcar, because people already sell, then they full up in the area. The first accident, the previous one before this even happened, then they go and clear that area there, only for people there for come back and build makeshift structures then they and put them there and sit on that place, and we'll go for wait till until another accident occur for law can follow address this issue. When a big problem to we, the government really need for make sure say that place the people are not coming again. In terms of even who said people that work out, every DDG they talk about the sidewalks then they some side and they always sidewalk in the area will not people do not get side for work out, because the slabs then don't broke like the sidewalk. If you not take that, you go broke your foot. You know, start on it when people they work out. So we the force person actually for kind of state for compete with the motor car, we they make the the place very, very unsafe for even the passenger there as well. We dey see Boku side and the side even pedestrian crossing in all day, mainly going towards the east. We not get zebra crossing the yonder at all. Even if it's happening right now, if you see the way they cross by prison tender go across the road, it's not the even the type of material they use for paint is it's fading. You go to Napi under 1 hour, you raise your hand, Mutka go almost bang, you nobody know the even adhere for no say you want for cross. So those are all issues that all people then they face, and they really need for make sure say they either use the correct paint then for mark then zebra crossing there, and which side the zebra cross they know the way it needed. Let them make sure say them go and put them there, especially towards the east. That Rotel junction we say it needed. And then a hill. If they go down that hill, the bikes standing on one side of the road.
Yes,
We
yes.
park the way we Montgomery come on Waterloo, the kind side town. They don't get side for park. So almost they don't take one side of the road. Or we wouldn't left the other side very, very narrow if they go inside town. Going towards Patron and the same thing. But a hill back, they come up that hill, they can do. We've been very, very surprised for even find out say that motorcade they don't even prohibit her for making run. So I don't know how a manage go inside key, take container, take a cam, and kill people, the 9 people then die. So who that for who responsible that side, you know? So there are a lot of lapses in place where we feel say people that not do them work, we end up to the lives of other people. And unfortunately, we feel say this now, it don't get much attention. Maybe for the next 2-3 weeks, all man they forget about that. Then the issue will repeat again because it don't happen before, we don't see them. And you know find so now only when something happen that time they will put attention to them because all my idea did now. So that because we don't see now the makeshift structures that they don't broke them, which is good. We hope say they're not going to even allow people them for candle again because now SLRS say now they control right of way. And we don't know how they get permits for go build structures, then they took to the point where accident have people then die and that's they go back for go broke. If when they see people repeatedly they go and they build structures and then they pull and they do something for actually prevent the accident from happening again. So in that area then they really we feel say government for actually open your eye. And then we also even the SLPHA they also did for do more for make sure say container them we not roadworthy. We not supposed for take vehicle them for kind side town. They are made them stop them because that must carry Christian. They no way no they wait for even they exist. You know, for end up for go kill them people in the way they do because now you don't left a lot of struggle for the grieving families them. You know how for the one they were injured as well. I don't even know how they are doing and how well governments don't do for actually reach out to them. I'm very actually disheartening for Yeri back for say since the accident happened, they're not done good deeds. I don't know how true is that. I hope that is not true for actually able to reach out to those families and because it makes the government looks bad.
When we talk around again, you mentioned a critical point as to the injunction there. So how people don't go to the injunction there. So even when SLRA, we don't cover it in the many time, we then go and book after 2 weeks and come back. The excuse them will give, will not get signed and for them. So again, we talk on behalf of we the passengers then. And you said for the self that is the users are passengers for take transport. So again, the responsibility, how we can turn the page to the responsibility of citizens as to how we say for make sure so your life they must be protected. Because that place they complain as a result of whether slap them all and they say people in the camp wait to can you have the middle of the road. So again, you the citizens are also be mindful of certain things. So how will us safe as an organization they talk to them people that would they use injunction there so as markets?
This now one of the medium they will use. The ways obviously morning coffee they go everywhere. Most people listen to it, so obviously they go to hear it. Even working they say them put the photo where they tell people then say we not sell now. But again, even the citizens themselves we need for take the own responsibility as well because sometimes we don't listen. People then they use that excuse for saying I they make me living, even at the expense, the detriment to your own life. When something like this happen now, only then they would realize for say, okay, what will they do? We're not supposed to be doing because life they don't lost. Unfortunately, I will tell you probably unless government release now for say nobody not selling that again. But I will tell you, go under within 6 months again, if they don't can.
No, go far. Me
They
surprisingly, I passed outside that tanker. Inside explosive people they lost
Yes.
their life. where maybe in things in a side way, possible for even venture for good. That place they waiting in cause on it, don't repeat itself, and everybody don't sit down at the same time. Back they don't team up before the petrol station, people in the cell. So again, the aspect of how disciplined people then be, then container then they feel we all know what happened like you see.
I think most of it, I think, are indiscipline on the part of the residents themselves. Then we also need to look at also how let the city council, the councils that are able to provide marketplaces then for people then for sale. Even though always they say marketplace then they for people don't know go sell it, it's not enough. If you go to the east, the Waterloo market, not the other. Let them provide adequate place for build proper markets. Then they are collecting dues all the time. Let them use some of that money there for provide place for people there for sale. That is one. That's not the excuse why they go sell now. We are completely against that. Because you're not going to go if you say they are dangerous places you sell and you go lost your life there, then you continue for go there just because you see that they defend you. There are a lot of places you can go with safe where you're able for sell. Now that day now we don't advocate that one. They do yeah. You still have where they sell, make sure say who side they sell is safe, first of all. And not kind of road. Because with the kind of road again, not be the block traffic and then your life just there at risk for the business way they do. They're not going to support your family tomorrow and buy. So then they will now collective responsibility. So we'll continue for talk and made one the way able yeri, made a yeri, and then also made the law enforcers and also enforcer. Because if you know
You
say
know
that
at the
place,
street, you think say the enforcers then be it the traffic police officers or SLR then they do them work?
they're not
Because
working.
again,
They're not working
once
without working.
Kotu just mentioned that by the investigation, this motor cannot license enough for them. How that motor car they move to take go with you and that. So what we want say nobody when are the enforcers not be there and street for do their work.
Exactly. Now that means I beat me time for say the thing it was not even registered, it was prohibited for being on the road. It go take container, go kill people that day. So that it really it painful for Yeridan kind of story then day. So it is the enforcement officers then they are not enough on the street. So very honest, I will tell down there because then they but they're not who again for enforce for poor people in there. Freestyle City Council we don't know what they do as far as I'm concerned because they only market people and don't overtake all sign at the road, like say no sign on the against specific also for sale again. Now the street and now for canceling inside freezer. It's very bad for low see that kind of situation then as well. Where law if it's a law for whole water, I say law the whole water now. And then they talk with them put law, they say well give 30 days. Then they people don't forget about it, they come back to business as usual. So we need many do more, many enforcers then do more in enforcing. Usually what means is that we are law abiding and we afraid. If they continue being for enforcement laws, then the people will not go continue for that. But they can start well. Then usually they forget or then they slow down. That gives the cause for people then for come back. And then they become repeat offenders.
How this container way what you just mentioned, no license, not even to cover them belongs and put aside, come on at the king, come on, you claim still not get stringent measures, in fact certain rules and not go through the head come on.
So
When I get this motor car on a record firstly.
So I've been on the register before now that we get cases of trucks them we probably will come and talk say they get license and show me license and all we probably them don't fake their license and that's as a result of why make the SLRSA don't give me the handheld device and therefore able for ascertain or authenticate if somebody bring in truck for can take container and then we see the license, we able to authenticate whether the actual original license from the Soil Road Safety Authority.
This motor car on this container I get a record for the key. This is how we get this accident so now we can I get a record.
If we enter and exit
Yeah, when I get her.
Yes.
So it actually come out that day. Now from when I come out to read get this accident.
Of course.
So how not they verify?
So before this time, when they look at
so it shows say on a verification loophole stay because the traffic person they say you not get license not for everyone but una say they go through everything so how
so that is why I say there had not been mechanisms for let we authenticate somebody in license if this is actually an authentic license from the Road Safety Authority. You understand? Because I mean even when we go on for put strict measures them say okay fine. Well, if this one not roadworthy, let not go and all of them thing and they you want to push the ITOA to that extent. I mean, like I said, they are very integral to the operations inside the key. Insofar moving then containers them, they're concerned. Even when you want to press them to some extent, Next minute, we're here. Like so, times we can just one try to encourage them. Now we all collaborate together, but now we ensure that the right thing is done. But before now, we not be able to get this handheld device. Which we really do was for able to ensure that we inspect them license, them vehicle license and registration. But we not been get the mechanism for able to know whether or not through the person the license where the person display, whether this is actually an original license, whether it's an authenticated license. But now with this handheld device, that one don't be a thing of the past. So yes, the truck access the key. Yes, we load them, and yes, they left the key. And yes, we do your due diligence as at that time for able to watch whether this truck gets licensed from the Road Safety Authority.
All right, so we dey see a lot of also containers them. Some people dey even say the number don't increase. In fact, some people dey allege they even Guinea container, then at the country all of the allegations there. You and the media
What
posted.
do you mean by Guinea?
Yeah, they
container?
say the relationship between Guinea and Sierra Leone make Guinea. No, I've just dey try to get clarifications of wetin people and they say and honor the authority wey for confirm whether not true or otherwise. See, because of the relation. In fact, they even the point at the misunderstanding, the anger and everything of people they say how in fact Guinea container themselves they at the country now. And I make container then just work with and they make style for like then Sierra Leone not get that kind of bilateral ties. Is it confirmed say some of the container then are from Guinea or not just here say from people?
So now we get containers we will come. Of course, what I want to establish first of all, now that insofar there could be, misunderstandings with regards borders and all of that, we need to establish that Guinea is a sister country.
Yeah.
We all, we are neighbors and all of that. So, notwithstanding the disagreements and here and there, don't mean to say we get for the we get for get for the enemies in any case. Yeah. So now there are containers where people can ship at times where they come through report and then we get for the for go through for go Guinea. Now, for let we even ensure that reduce the congestion. I think I don't know if it was the ITOA chairman maybe they talk about the congestion
Yeah.
if we
Keep
keep
them
them.
space small.
Yes.
Yes.
So even for letting containers them go outside them for go like Guinea or as you talk about upline, you understand? When they can, that is why we don't establish the dry port, what they call the inland container depot. Now Hastings, we move them away from the Queen Elizabeth II key to that location. Outside the persons who are responsible for that, they take them from the inland container depot in Hastings for move away. So yes, we can get containers where they go upline. We can get containers where they go to Guinea. But that don't mean to say we will call them Guinea containers. Or that don't mean to say we need for make bad say no because there are disagreements with regards borders and all of that. Now we for turn Guinea enemy or something like that.
Okay. And they come back to Mr. Sise, you don't listen to the police as well as them capping it very disappointing. So you not get license. Now talk already where they don't put aside when you risk for go to the extent you will kill people then. How this new mandate to ensure that this thing be a thing of the past?
I just want to say, Dandy, if I be honest, now lapses, now both we own side because just like we talk say, we get for do we own part. Now, waiting, don't try to implement as a new elected chairman like that. I don't get a meeting with SLIS like I just mentioned, and some of the things then we will discuss are that they give me a list as to the trucks they will not identify see and not roadworthy and not apply the street. So like waiting me do as a chairman now that on the list now where I don't begin work on tediously. Say any motokawa find out saying that list day for try for do it and call a fix or fix some of the things they will identify. For example, and we say this truck number AIV 682. A problem we get now that you not get entires them more roadworthy lights. So what me do the first 90 days I make sure say I don't begin do that are fixing. The only thing I for now for get back to road safety for me to get them off that list. They say, hey, the problem will not be done. Identify in this truck get when apply as a key. I don't begin see through. But without saying that much, I really dey work tedious one because meat self being, except if I'm not being honest, there are so many problems when we take over so we are meat. And as the meeting I get with AIG, we discuss so many things them where it expects say I will put into practice, and some of the things them now that come next week I start from mount that particular operation. They get to them match as they talk about. We I feel say we for do much for every police of that of the Sierra Port Authority. Like we may go at this stage. So one of the key things then we really face in the country. You agree with me say this with Salon Port na a port where they create the time where you will not be even they get 500 containers per vessel. Now we're talking about thousands of containers per vessel. So means say we for either we think of extension. Unlike now back, before I just mentioned, say we get what we call they call it trading containers where they come on again for Cam Nasalunia. And the good thing where the current DIG do, now this dry port where it do na Hastings. And they found say it helps so much for the congested ports. Say where you put container na ports, you go offload them, the empty containers, and they will install them na that dry port day till the vessel come. So when the vessel come na that time they will start for transport them for go right inside the ship, which it help with, but it's still there are a lot of things we need to be done. In terms of the safety of the trucks them, I sure wanna say now to this month when I go begin see difference approach we need to take as a chairman because everything at the end of the day come back on me. And let me not forget say this is 200 million happened 25 years back with the current chairman. And for me just come we're not going to sound like magic, but gradually I'm working on it and come this week.
Yeah, because if you want to in business, you have to also be consciously for save the lives of ordinary people. But if you like as people still container,
Yeah.
now dynamo people in this, all
Yeah.
man go the
And
free
they-
and all the
and they-
anything. So the whole for be safe for every other person. And maybe this organization also cover the one the way they ride, then tanker them for petrol stations.
Actually the World Indigenous Transport Owners Association it covered them too. But notwithstanding,
You know, speaker asked this question.
Mhm.
There is this issue again of them.
Yeah,
Another set of people, the way, although they, you know, say they're an essential service.
yeah.
I don't know, Kotuko can clarify as to if any rule cover them,
Mm.
the time when they come up, because people are also concerned about how dense self sometimes can run at the road.
Yes. I think say you're perfectly right. They're not be an exception and they're a part of the organization. The thing also we look at, especially that side where you talk about that tanker side, where this incident will happen. If you go that side back, we get like as they say, we get for this year so unanimously. You get the road part of it, where there are times say if you watch that particular road back, you will find say it's loopy. Then when you come up gun back, the same thing with containers. In as much as we say we want last week containers, but if you go no favorable at times, you find the container the balance. When you look at that up gun day, yet still you see getting trucks away always for the under. Not that because they don't have lashes, but the road is
the
so
road
balanced.
all
Yes.
prefer,
And the other thing is when you look at also Poti junction. If even container lash, when you reach that particular junction, you can't see the container must get that balance in it. And with container, once a balance, if even a lock, there are times say it lost balance and then fall down. So these are some of the things also we were putting into consideration. Say the institution were responsible, they think and try to do something where at least we're not for waiting the problem happen. We for spot them and go try for that fixing before the trouble
Yeah,
comes.
yeah, but just quickly, that aspect of them one day with the transport fare, or they can use the road at any given time.
Yes, but we'll get side and with them, we prohibit them,
Good enough for us.
with enough of us.
Go through bus.
Like this and equals. Equals now they will not take their measures in very stringently. We don't want any heavy duty drop. Starting from the fuel tankers, they not for go through that side. We don't then they will be work on them because of the accident they will take place now along the. So the AIG they on the tools on that alongly will not allow them one and for come on from even from Lumley for come up now by sport. Not even that. So yeah, that one is ongoing.
Okay. So yeah, so for this fuel, then can move around after every given time.
Well, yeah,
There's a
because now
specific-
essential in with specified like then we can see all this and that's why we in normal for them for apply, then we move.
Okay,
Yes.
DDG, before we just take few commercials, you mentioned an important point now that some of the road them also, even if they give you all what it take from the port, where they can the thing you just listen to the indigenous transport.
Yeah, I agree with you say. Um, Actually, for us, it depends on the specific location we talk about. When we design a road, then we get to go Kamba.
Okay, just hold on. What are the specific roads then?
Like Poti to be precise, Poti
Which part
Junction.
of Poti
The
Junction?
junction.
Yes,
Can't
Don
say.
Klein Town, which part?
Then clients are upgone roundabout. You
Yeah.
can't say.
So
So
DDG continue.
the road that we design, they're not level. Okay, we get what we call Kamba. We get what we call super elevation. The reason being now for the water not sit on there. So it's never perfectly level. So when water sit on there, if I run, go down at the drainage, but then you move out, go down to the culvert and out to the sea. Again, you want to ask, within at the center of gravity of this load? Because we as engineers, we therefore do things technically. And within at the overload criteria, how much loading do people carry? Because some containers, container go pack up, most of the heavy load, they put it up. Then the light one they down. So the center of gravity is right up the truck. So as it gets small jolts too, it don't swing, it don't lose balance. Dynamic as an institution, we get a consultant now we financed by the African Development Bank, who we try to roll out the absolute regulations. We look forward to partnering with the SLRSC and the Sierra Leone Police for roll out. If we get forget at strategic locations, we bridges. Before motorcar they move from point to point, then therefore each axle we get for check within the weight of the axle. And each axle gets a defined loading criteria. If you go above, we take you up the road. If you do within, fine, then give you a certificate, you continue for guide the road. So you get for they are strategic locations across the network in the country. And you also get for they are strategic locations that where they generate a lot of heavy duty cargo traffic. For example, the ports. Then areas that we get inquiry or we get a heavy warehouse, And apart from that, you will get them facilities, then it behooves you for you self get instrument like a weight bridge. All that they define inside the regulation. You get forget and so before ever you release motorcar for God, you get for make sure say that motorcar they certify the criteria. We don't get a workshop in February. We'll call all the stakeholders them. We can discuss all the issues because what we try for do and for make sure say we dey in concert with the ECOWAS standards. Mind you, the ECOWAS get absolute regulations with them put because the reason is you get interregional trade. The Portugal they come on as salon, it go all the way Mali.
Yeah.
The standard where they are is supposed for the like Guinea, take all the country, take the reach Mali. So you don't need for Goya and get different like Goya now. So this for trade facilitation and regional integration, and then make ECOWAS put that law there. So when they don't put that law, they expect each and every member state for domesticate them, carry amounts for the parliament, ratify them, then we operationalize them. So this operationalization, don't forget multi-stakeholder. You can forget the police, SLRA, you get SLRSA, and our relevant supervising ministries. So that is what we do.
All right, continue to stay with me. Let we take a break. Let we get some commercials. We'll come back. We could continue with the program.
and download the MBSS e-learning passport for free. You know they pay anything. Mama, Papa, let we help we picking them forget the learning passport app. By this, we go help for prepare them well for the exams. Use the learning passport app today and pass the exam tomorrow. This message comes from the Ministry of Basic Education with support from UNICEF. Education na free na true. Bloomberg Digital Banking don't come for we.
I said so. You look stressed so.
Na bank they won't go so.
Me sister, go digital.
Digital?
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital Banking. Just tap, click, swipe and send money, receive money, check your balance, pay your bills and get quick loans before Jacko cuts your eye.
But Abula fly.
Well, bring your phone.
Now so easy and quick.
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital, you can bank with freedom anytime in the world. Your money is safe and secure. Also, you can do business and transfer money instantly by your currency across Africa. Quick one with Colats.
Wow! As from today, call me Aisatu Bloomberg Digital.
Aha! Aisatu Bloomberg Digital.
Yes, na me name. I dey go tell all me party them for join Bloomberg Digital Banking.
Bingo! Waiting you dey wait for. Go ahead and download our digital banking app from Google Play Store and Apple Store or visit any of our branches for further details. For no more, you can visit our website bloombankafrica.com.
No left piano, cause Bloomberg Digital they make you bank
with Colats. Bloombank Africa. Let's make it happen.
Alright, welcome to the second half of the program Morning Coffee. We come to you live from Sterling Broadcasting Corporation, FM 99.9 Afrito, and still with the regional partner and community radio station there with them all link inside the program.
Okay, they continue. We still get in the studio with panel of experts in this morning. We get to do with the passenger welfare, the Deputy Director General for SLI. We get Mark Ivan from the Sterling Port and Harbour Authority. We get Mr. Issa Sisona, Chairman for the Indigenous Transport Owners, as well as Chief Inspector Edward Kotukumar. Edward, I'll come back to you. The figures that if you don't give just in relation to just January, huge, alarming. And there is this report, and remember, I think you can't talk about that report why the reference, where the World Bank body shows, in fact, around Africa, now the second highest, cause of death gets to do with road crashes. I feel like we'll say salon don't be on the spotlight in relation to that, and you don't say the human factor. How on us self get for begin look at the human factors there? So because you said, like you mentioned, you said 3 factors: human, mechanical, and the environment. But on a report, on the expertise in the human factor, which means attitude gets for change. So on us self get for really, as I don't find, I don't care go people court and all them say, but the situation they become worse every day.
Yeah, so thank you very much. In 2023, of course, yes, the report for the World Bank on road crashes so that around the world today, 70 to 80% of death with the occur now is on crashes. Then a report, an expert report from the World Bank, now crashes. So it found out say road crashes don't overtake malaria and death. Yes, that's the report. So for help fight at the code section 100 of the Road Traffic Act 2007, Act number 5 of 2007, section 100 say any driver who is a perpetual traffic offender will be disqualified. That's indeed not the law. So as I've been saying, all to the face so is just that we have to enforce and implement the law. Now in the law say you have to be disqualified because at the end of the day, you know fit. Go put people in lives on risk. So the law's idea is just an enforcement. the laws for be speak in get for speak. Enough for get the one with the punish, then this other he let her free. I think I didn't forget her right. If of course across. And if that is not done, then at the end of the day, we get for still get a problem. So now collective responsibility for all stakeholders, as we all know have been at the meeting yesterday, say, now we for come together and fight the cause. So not to a blame game. Now all for one together. I think that's it.
All right, so after this meeting, how determined on actually be? Because we don't see boku meetings. At the end of the day, we still go back to the challenge. How committed
So
are we saying?
a committee has been set up where they look on this issue now, which is going to be led by the Sierra Leone Police and the SLRSA, because now we the in charge of road and enforcement. And this task force, just like I was known for lawlessness and discipline, a task force or a committee has been set up yesterday, and we get for reports regularly for see that we monitor and fight on these particular road issues or crashes.
All right, Sabanes, let me bring you also in. You crucial to this entire discussion. You don't bring different points of view. We at least they try for address the situation and the issues. Now, also going forward, una the passenger welfare. You see, una don't use the media and other things. They're for sensitized. Which in also una they look forward to at this point in time, especially as you from the police report that even road crashes don't overtake even malaria.
So one again, we need more the enforcement. Again, compliance and the issue. Not for say enforcement and the compliance and the issue when we talk about enforcement. So we go appeal again to we self where they use the vehicles, then let they comply to the laws then of the vehicle. Then first of all, let not overload. This is an issue, a critical issue. Most of the time, they feel say enough vehicles are not in a road and you don't enough long. So when vehicle they come with the overload, but then by law, now 3 passengers they will take 1 before. Now when they see passengers, then they sit down before 2, then they ride at the in middle. So it even strain for even stare. You know, and sometimes we don't see an accident with 7 people. I don't know how they manage people die inside keke. Now Kamajo bridge now 7, all of them died. There were 7 in the keke. I don't even see keke we overloaded the one eating at the end. This is how lawless people are. So we say as citizens, and let we take we own life them seriously and let we adhere to the laws the way they put for them vehicles that they say then get a loading capacity will not for exceed. So now those are the things we need for do. Because the overloading, we don't talk until, in fact, that's what brought us into existence, this whole issue of overloading halfway. Then we prompt for law phone passenger welfare, because if we don't so bad off, it's a low self will come, low advocate for the one then with the inside the passenger the way they travel every day. So that's one. Then secondly, also we also want from appeal back even to the police then the vehicles that were not roadworthy, at least men and they pull them a road. Because we see this happening in other countries as well. Because sometimes they will go, they will say this particular vehicle no roadworthy, so they will come and talk to them. The next thing you see the same vehicle it in a road again. It's very, very bad. We don't advocate for a very long time through SLRSA where they even remove like metal seats right inside Puda. We tell them say make them change and make them make them comfortable. When they crash and they happen, they get them broke food because not to the exact material, the good material they take for make seats then they take them iron rod then they make now. So any half jerk people can jerk in a road, it's gonna say we'll get a long food that you need. The squash against the back seat of the seat in front of you, and they get an injury then they. Now also take a look at that. For a long time, they say now they change their metal seats, then they bring system actually befitting with for them vehicles, then they will not see and happen again. So they appeal to the authorities. They also make them they really be firm on the things that they make we own life them safe inside motorcar as much as we appeal to passengers and let them be compliant to the laws of the vehicles. Then.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Mr. I'm bringing Deputy Director General SLI, Mr. Barnett mentioned how all the intersections here so don't turn to business places. And the argument when people that they put forward, even on a right of way, and tell you so they get papers then. The council they also take, deals every day with them. Una said no they compromise.
Not at all.
So suddenly they
In
put them
fact,
paper so.
well, we don't know. Because we don't go give you people, they will kind of them so declare you. Now we declare the right of way. In fact, the right of way, the under we mandate, to make sure so we monitor the right of way. So it's a minutes actually. You said, I think we don't get to previous program where they talk about declaring of this right of way. But like we talk, people in mindset, it's difficult really to manage in this country. You clear somebody today, tomorrow you can't, you can't look you see they're not living carnival, and it's difficult. Sometimes you will not get limitless resources, manpower, etc. For go around and this and the other time. And we even decide say we join forces, right? Cannot do it alone. You have the police, like the police officer mentioned. There's a whole task force who set up. The Deputy Inspector General, Nike Chera, we did the SLRC did the councils, then did it. So what do they do? The schedule time where they go around different areas. Then first we can go, we sensitize them, and even up to yesterday, I see the police there, and they on operation along Blackwell Road, inside bypass. They try to clear the right of way. Right?
This
So
lodge
this is a daily.
this lodge is have been clear then. Afternoon they know they can they now on nets. The whole place
So
on
this is the
market
problem. You see, that's what I'm telling you. It's the mindset of the people. They no see when we don't clear them, when they carry back something, we go there and go try for check on them. So now then they make sure see the time when everybody don't go home, maybe we get limited personnel now. Maybe not only the police there. And then tell them the police will preferably prioritize security now for the priority. I know they talk for them, but you can understand the mindset. So it's a problem. So it's good that we are here also. Go the try for reach out through this medium money for fear. I believe say they do fine, right? Let people they understand see this road sidewalk not to for trading, not to for go put you market. You see the incident that happened this place Rokel, this now all the reason why people they tell people they say, avoid the right of way. It's not safe. If motorcar lost control, the slightest thing, the first thing we go hit. Now the possibility within the right of way we don't occupy it illegally. I mean, we're not just the grab, and even for we set it difficult. Sometimes when they go put the thing the right part of the drainage, you know go believe see we go clear some side around Angola town, then put the structure on top the drainage, then get toilet pipe where they connect from inside the table inside the gutter. Now in then they use that necessity time. So it's serious, honestly.
Okay, we'll just go through some of the messages. This one say this is come from Joe Commander and I am back with text line. It say the owners of them containers for us. So it say ask the policeman if when they register them, if then they take insurance because moving forward, may law the if container person kill anybody, if we're able to pay the families, then with that person they left behind. Alright, this other one they call Home Match Blessed Texas. See traders then they all over the place. They say the law enforcement agency themselves get a lot of work for do. They say the injunction they are so once they're not clear, the people don't continue for the lost their life. This one say one phone at 10K inside saloon, all man don't turn trader now. This one say good morning, Salma. He say thank you for the program. He say lost them day. He say but why make it difficult to more implement them? If the law say 4 o'clock, now container for common at the eastern 8 o'clock, why you for see container by 12? You know, arrest them. So the police officer themselves and SLI, they do their homework well. This one say thank you so much on demand from port on some of their laws that we announced, but they want to make them more tighten so that people are not going to continue for the lost their lives. Then this one say there are some trailer they say then they load cement and other goods there. It say they say they can so rusty in it. Where you see them say they're not fit for one na the country. This other one say to the SLP and SLP say for assess the roadworthiness of them container trucks here before not even allow them for one. These are some of the messages then so far. We on the calm. This one say this other one say he said they're really unfit. He said some of them now they just fit for me, they take dirty and go to where he say it's not correct at all. He say and do you made what do the need for the come from BW Bokari. This other one say it's a big slap on the traffic officers them and the traffic ward in their face for make that motor pass to all inside and they you know license and enough for even one. This one say morning coffee. I want to thank you for the program this morning to Simbi and team. He said the program really nice. God bless tonight. He say I really feel her for Jonathan Turner, very strong man. Say may God heal him. He say so your accident no good. Now for recover self, you get to go through the pain. He say this country has so may law and order. They go for let the message and come back to Ivan. Then they say that mistake they for many people it was a mistake for make that motor cannot lies, but like you say, on not get something like verify the issue, but I want to also tighten on my seat belts moving forward, especially when I don't announce the restrictions there.
So the thing is, with the assertion of the truck in question not being licensed, of course, like I was stated earlier, and like how the officer said in the states that also investigation still carry on with this, and stating that it is unlicensed is highly contestable, and even as the investigations they carry on. And how well we get be for make sure certain laws are effective. For let you know that even today, we did get a meeting today with HST and of course with AGL and other players to ensure that all these mechanisms, these laws that we will put together, we all, because remember I tell you saying that is a collaborative something. We cannot do it alone. The Silent Ports and Harbours Authority not going to do it alone. We need the Indigenous Transport Owners Association. We need the Silent Road Safety Authority. We need the Silent Police, even SLIA. Everybody needs to come together on this. And I see somebody they asked about that we need for do they need food with regards to the modern trucks they are old and all of them today. You know, then trucks in here we will understand the Silent Ports and Harbours Authority not own trucks.
Well, on the manager and the courts.
Now we the manage trucks them.
No, not the landlord then.
We not the landlord.
Yes, I
Yes.
they go back.
We not the landlord. Now, ports of course we know say na business. That's first thing. Now, and secondly, people that we get then trucks in here so. You see, if you not say somebody we get very new truck and all that, then they prefer for care with a mining sector and other sides they get big money. So some of their trucks are in they bring come.
Thank you so much.
So we continue to do due diligence to ensure that the right thing is done with preventing accidents.
Yes, Kotua, so the round of what you go left to come most of the message and come free.
Well, the all the checks we come, not to police, not to the in charge of licenses, not to the license at all. That are the responsibility of the Sierra Road Safety Authority, and then they in charge of license. So going forward, we'll still be on our toes for do the needful for traffic issues at this country. Thank you.
Alright, thanks very much. Again, Engineer French, what is your goal for Congo?
Well, like the colleague then don't say, I think say this not everybody responsibility, all the institutions concerned, even the public out there, they get a huge responsibility for make sure say the laws then we don't put in place for adhere to road safety issues. Let them try for monitor and take measures then for prevent themselves.
Okay,
because at the end of the day, the loss of one single life, very huge.
Thank you so much. Then we get we'll move on now to another issue. We exhaust the transport. We get the mayor of Freetown, Wayne Ivana Kisaya. Good morning, Madam Mayor. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sana. Good morning, listeners.
Okay, so this morning we host you on we decide the morning coffee. You know, also a guest to win SLBC. You can tell we waiting bring here this morning.
Yes, I not come for morning coffee. I come on a compound because of something where in a way it related to this road issue, but indirectly when air quality. The reason why I say related to the road issue, bulk of them vehicles them where they create their accidents, they're not roadworthy. And one of the things when they do that pollution, you go see and they pull boku smoke. This pollution not it can just from the vehicles although they're a major source. But also with this situation we get now with EDSA really, really unreliable, we don't see a big rise again in the use of generators. You know, see where the generator, the pump, you see the smoke where they come out. And of course, we get the sanitation challenge. We get a situation where Bomber and Kingdom and Kisti are the dump sites. We don't want to close them, as I can always tell family them. We will not get our $20 million US from World Bank. Unfortunately, government's not been able for me to get the land like his things for letting projects go on. Eventually, World Bank take that money back. Now we bring recycling camp. We go address some of them. So you will see last week I'm in at the recycling site, na King Tom. This week coming, we design the one for Kisti dump site. So that's going to reduce. But all around the city, you still see illegal dump sites and they emerge as the kush for them. Sadly, you know, this morning I talk for them say what for me yai. Because I discussed with one of my colleagues them saying that in community na Rukupa, he said, Mayor, if you work in that community, for every 10 bubble where you see, guys when I vibrate young man them, 9 of them now so food they live on. So that side of their life don't well. But what they do again? This clean salon, fumble them, where you will give you dirty to kush baba, just drive past Congo Cross. Together we declare them, now so they kush baba and they come with more. Because who side in the pool and now we Fitonians. Fitonians, I want to appeal to Una again. I do so we have been there on that walk with the Conwards people them on Sunday. I want to remember say you might think to say this is a cheap way for let them pull you dirty instead of you pay one of the FCC approved providers. But that money where you give that young man, you did create 2 problems. One, you didn't allow him for go chook him all over the city. We can't keep up with the amount of kush bubbles them. We just deposit any side you talk. Then just take the bag from you again the bag go. Now you get that bag, now you get that dirty. You self when you listen to me, you know so you do them. So you wait they don't put on, they then 1, then 2, think of their life. You self know say how you see them. You know say that money where you get so.
Quite.
That money where you get so now that kush it go smoke. It continue for killing stuff. So Fitonians that they appeal to Una for let we do this here as a collective. Let we stop for use the kush bubble them from Friday when at tomorrow we get a big drive. We once again send the community engagement workers around the city. So I don't give Una 3 main sources of air pollution. The dirty way Una can see that smoke they go up, the vehicles and the generators. The solution for the generator na EDSA, na government. The solution for the vehicles na SLRA, SLRSA, na government. The solution for the dirty na we. Now we, because if we not use what the FCC don't put in place, and no saying a gradual build up, but if we make up in mind say we not get the kush bubble them, then this illegal dumping will instead de create this smoke go be minimized. Because for the legal one them, we don't can now with the recycling. We don't need to make we get better management.
Okay, so
today we can't inside SWBC Una compound. Because Una compound now one of 12 sites where we don't select across the city for install air quality monitor. We all see the smoke, we all see the pollution with the eye. But do we know how bad it is? We know from a technical scientific perspective, waiting at the actual gases where they go into the air and the volume. About 4 years ago, 4 years ago, we've been doing a monitoring exercise for a short period of time. We've been working with the UK, their own Met office. Then we come with them monitors, we set them out, and we come to find out say some of the areas, particularly around them, the air quality, they over 100 times at the site, the level where they're saying a danger. So if you get problem, for let you solve them well, you for understand them well. So the 12 air quality monitors where we put across the city, we look for safe places. And we see SWBC in our fence compound, we've been able to engage in our management. So now as I talk to you, so if we go now, we go see the pole don't go, then they put in this air quality monitor go there for 5 years. Every day it collect the readings. and it is sent on to it electronically, so that over time, over 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, we're able to see how serious the problem is. As we understand the problem, we're able to come with solutions.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Mayor. Wish you the very best, and showing that that could be the safest place to install such. We're taking about calling.